Good morning. It's 10:01 a.m. on Friday, April 5th, 2024. Call this meeting of Wichita County Commissioners Court to order. Got a heads up from Chief that they were in the middle of something, and we're gonna be a little late, so we're gonna move the schedule around today to try to give them as much time as possible to get over here. So with that said, let's do review and discussion of regular bills first. No, sorry. Tanya, let's do number 4. Discussions on additions, updates, and/or corrections to the Wichita County Personnel Policy Manual. Let's do that one first.
Well, yours truly has been working with Agenda Quick, and it doesn't like me, so Nancy helps me a lot. But we've got just 4 changes to the policy manual, and I think I've emailed it. Did you find it?
I did.
Okay.
It's 88 pages. So.
I wouldn't print it. The changes are easy though. Did you just email it to them?
Yes.
Okay.
Do we have it, Nancy, or we?
You're gonna have it in.
Oh, okay.
2 seconds. There you go.
Got it?
And there it is,
Oh, they're all going off.
Ding, ding, ding.
like magic.
Finally.
Did I hear 5 yet?
It's quite musical.
Okay.
Mine didn't go off. I haven't.
Some changes, and the date on the front of the policy manual will be changed as soon as I know that it's ready to be submitted for Tuesday and for Commissioners Court. Page 9, just to see if you guys were on your toes. 1.03, the very last sentence says it's highlighted in red, but in true Tanya fashion, it's not. So very last sentence, the way it used to read was, with non-elected or appointed officials, the final decision rests with Commissioners Court. All we did was stick non in front of appointed. So it's non-elected or non-appointed.
Okay.
Should be pretty easy. Page 29. Personal property, we added this section 2.18.8. It is in red. Wichita County will not be responsible for loss or damage to personal items, including but not limited to furniture, media devices, pictures, picture frames, etc., that occurs to those items while on Wichita County property.
So let's stop for a second and
Okay.
talk a little more about that one. The discussion on this, and in my opinion, the need for this came up after the water damage happened, specifically in the 30th District Judge offices. And Judge McKnight had brought his own furniture in, and which was fine. That was all good, except when it got damaged. Our TAC policy has a personal damage cap of $10,000. So if anyone has personal property in their office that worth more than that gets damaged in an event, it's ultimately
Let's get rid of my hardware.
either on that person, or if we approve payment to reimburse, then it's on the county to make up for that. And so with that being the case, I thought this was worth looking at, and I think we'll need to let folks know, obviously, that this is a new policy if we decide to move forward with it, but that.
So let me understand, if the whole building burns down, God forbid, 10,000 total property, personal property for the entire building, or
I think it's 10,000
per person?
per individual
Okay.
covered.
Is there a difference? I mean, if there was 0, what would it change the dynamic of the property insurance?
No, I don't think that it would, but if it were 0, then we would be on the hook potentially for paying for all of it, if it was damaged.
For personal property in the office?
Yeah.
Because in Cheryl's office, if I had my piece of equipment that I let the county utilize because they don't have one, and they tore it in two, and then I want the county to pay me to fix my piece of equipment, I know what their office has already said about that. So how does that compare to this?
Well, one of those would be.
One, I shouldn't have had my property letting the county use it. And secondly, if it got tore up, that's on me, because the county's not gonna reimburse Jeff Watts to fix his own property. So
Right.
there is no difference in me having something in my office that gets destroyed by fire, and then the county's gonna pay for it with their insurance?
Yes, that, I mean, that's what we,
Well, so why couldn't Cheryl's office pay for a piece of equipment that's ruined because the county was using it to their benefit? They're not even using personal equipment in my office, maybe to the county's benefit. It's only there because I wanted it there as an employee.
well, I think that's what this would be doing, is saying, just so that everyone knows up front, the county's not gonna pay for damages to your personal property.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that makes it clear.
That's,
Yes.
Okay.
that's what,
That's what this was.
But I thought you said that insurance would give everybody, if the building burnt down, Mark's question was, they're protected up to $10,000.
that's under our current bill, and we only know this because it happened. It's a $10,000 cap on personal property.
But we're, okay.
This-
But we're not changing that. I mean,
No.
if we had a catastrophic
Okay,
event,
because I agree with Cheryl's stance on, they shouldn't be
If-
paying to fix my equipment, and I don't want them paying to replace that otherwise either in here, because it probably shouldn't have been here.
Right.
we'll pick on
Right.
Jeff. If tornado hits precinct 4 barn next week and takes out your barn and your guys had a bunch of tools in there,
Right.
our insurance would cover the tools, the county would not.
Right.
Yeah, we just felt this was kind of important to clarify because we got 10, his furniture was worth more than that. That's why we had to take it before y'all in order to pay him. And this way, this lets everybody know that if they want it covered, the county won't pay for it, and maybe they should get a renter's insurance policy if they want to protect
Right.
their stuff. Because for me, if I had something super valuable in my office and I let it, and it got destroyed by a freak accident, I don't feel the taxpayer should have to pay because I wanted to have something super valuable in my office
Yeah.
for whatever reason, ABC, don't matter.
And so this would be making it clear up front to everybody in our policy manual, county's not gonna cover damaged personal items that happens.
Yeah, if we had a fire, everybody would have a $10,000 piece.
Well, I'm sure they would.
Yeah.
Of course they would.
But so here's the instance.
My diploma's worth 10 grand.
Cheryl's uncle, Lee Harvey, allowed the county to use his piece of equipment. They tore it up. He wanted the county to fix it. The office would not let the county pay to fix it. They could have filed a claim, I'm assuming. The value was exceeded $75,000. So they filed it on claim, Lee would have gotten some money. Is that what you're telling me?
Well,
I don't
I
know.
don't know, cause that predates me, but I don't know if that may or may not have been in the insurance policy at the time.
That's true.
I don't know what that policy was when that
Well, it's been $75,000 deductible the
Well, we did
entire
on
time.
some, not on autos, but we did on heavy equipment, we did.
No, I'm talking about just I'm talking about property insurance of 75,000 damage on, but this was a piece of equipment. You're right. I'm seeing it as property.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what this is designed to get at, is if I bring in a valuable piece of artwork or whatever.
Artwork.
to-
Okay. Gotcha.
Furniture.
Gotcha. That makes good sense to me.
I was good with it all the
Okay.
with. I like it.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted, that one needed a little more discussion of what it entailed and why.
Yeah, I
so-
just want to make sure I understood.
Yeah, okay, go ahead, Tanya.
Okay, so page 64 in red, we have the new safety and security policy that was discussed, and so it's pretty much verbatim. If you all would like to check it and make sure it's correct.
Yeah, this is what we have already discussed and approved. This is just the actual inputting of that section into the manual. Now, I do have one thing for us to discuss on this, and it's in 6.01.2, which currently reads, "No person is permitted to allow another person not specifically authorized to enter or exit through a door that does not have security screening." And the question has come up, so are folks limited to the doors they can exit through as well as the doors they can enter through? To be quite honest, I don't have a problem with folks exiting through doors. If they're letting someone in as they exit, that's a different story, but
I think this goes to the future plan when all the door locks and everything are changed. Like the back entrance will be an alarm exit, so you have to scan your card to exit,
Or set the alarm, too.
You'll set the alarm, so.
okay.
It's, at that point, yeah.
So
they are
probably keeping it like
limited-
it is then?
Yeah, they are limited to
Okay.
the designated exit.
So you're gonna key in and key out?
You'll key in, key out,
Okay.
but that's on the.
Yeah, we don't have
this
that.
RFQ that we're, the RFP that we're doing right now.
We moved that unit down to where you could do the wallet bump when you went out.
ADA height.
There
And
you
not
go.
have to
That's
get
a
your card
good-
out, yeah.
What is wrong with that?
I don't think there's anything wrong with it, yeah. I'm less likely to lose my card if I don't get it out.
Put it in button up high.
Just a thought.
Okay. Any other questions or comments on that before we move to the next one?
Next, we'll have a discussion on how high or low the card reader needs to be, so.
No, we're gonna talk about the safety awards.
Yeah.
All right, Tanya, go ahead.
Page 67. These were the safety awards, the increments that we have done for the past several years. However, with gift cards and, it's been hard, and it's, some places won't take vouchers, some places won't. We can't find a whole lot of places that
67.
will work with us as far as vouchers or some form of, gift for those people that have a good safety record. And I'm gonna say, one workers' comp claim that gets paid is a lot more than $20. So, the yellow is what we're taking out. And after I sent Kenneth all around town trying to ask people if they would do vouchers, he came up with this, proposed for the safety awards. So 1 year award, if somebody hasn't had any accidents, it's 4 hours paid time off, which is already in the budget. It doesn't cost us anything. And with these awards, we're asking them, they can't just drag it on forever. So if somebody gets their award or recognition in November, December, they have until June 30th to use it. And it will be up to the foreman or the commissioners. You guys don't keep up with their timesheets, so I think it's the foreman. They would know who, give them their time off. So,
So you're going from 10 years of $100 to 10 years of possibly $600.
so that's what's up for discussion.
That's quite a jump.
Okay.
That's just my personal opinion. That's pays $20 an hour. I mean, $160 for a day. I don't know. That just seems
So,
that seems like a pretty
A lot.
large amount to me.
Well,
With 500 and something employees, that's a lot of money.
Well, and I do understand it may not be a cash outlay,
If
but
they
it is a cost.
Sure.
It is a
Yeah.
cost, yeah.
How many do we typically have? Because it's only on the 5 and 0 years. So it's not, you don't get it on your 17, 18, 19.
no. Mm-mm. After the first and second year, then it's every 5 years.
So really, it's an accumulation of
Mhm.
each year.
And this
in
year
those five.
we had one person who's been 10 years with no
Yeah.
accidents.
Okay.
But we, it's definitely up for discussion and
Yeah.
however we want to rearrange.
What, half one, 1.5, 2? Make
Oh, I don't know.
better.
I mean, it just seemed like a lot. I mean, right off the bat, when I see that, I'm just thinking about what a citizen's gonna say when they see that. You know, we already have more holidays than any other business in town. We have, I don't know. It's just, I'm just thinking of what the citizens would think.
And really, safety
Does
incentive.
anybody else do this?
I mean,
Does anybody do this? I've never seen it before.
The time off,
Yeah, time off for the safety awards kind of deal.
are you talking about just in the county?
I'm talking about, yeah,
Anywhere?
anywhere around here that you know of.
The businesses give time off as incentive for their employees. I just can't name you one right off. My staff did, but, I don't have a whole lot of places that I've worked, I can tell you.
The city gave a 2-day off for perfect attendance, not for
Yeah,
safety.
for
but
attendance.
perfect attendance.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Um,
So, but, 1 year, what about 2 hours? And then, 2 years, half a day.
Is there anyone except Commissioner Precinct employees that are eligible for the safety incentive awards?
Anybody's eligible if the department wants to turn in their safety plan and what they wanna do. So, they could choose,
But right
someone else
now,
to. But right now, it's
it is-
always been just housekeeping and maintenance. I think.
Road and bridge.
And
And Road and Bridge.
And Road and Bridge, yeah. Sheriff's Department has their own big awards thing. A lot of departments do their own thing, but I don't know what they do.
Yeah, I'm not sure anyone has a full safety plan.
Any department could have their own safety plan. though,
Yeah,
right?
they
Yes.
just have to write a plan that's gotta be
County
approved.
clerk could have one and they could,
Sure.
as long as they don't hurt their back, picking up paper, getting up and down on their days.
But she is right, a workers' comp claim does cost more than this.
Oh, yeah, tremendously more.
but is this really, I don't know, I'm just having a problem connecting the safety initiative to a reward. Being safe is reward not only for the employer, but for the employee also, because you're not hurt and you come to work.
Well, I don't know,
I
I mean-
know, I just,
If you hurt your back and twerk your back a little bit, and you're like, man, I don't know if I want to turn it, man, I'll get 3 days off though if I don't turn it, nothing for a long time. It might be an incentive.
well, let me ask the hard question.
But it also
Is
could
this
lead
an
to them
incentive-
hiding injuries
Is this an
too that come
incentive to be
back.
safe
That's true.
or an incentive not to report it?
Right.
Now,
Well,
I
it's-
really think about that.
Well, it's an incentive to not report nebulous
Small
stuff and
Yeah.
take off
Yeah.
I twisted
may not
my
be a
ankle
bad thing.
every 3 weeks,
Yeah.
I don't know,
which happens. So,
Well,
You know, I
sure,
wouldn't
getting
trade any of this, of this kind of stuff for Friday off after Thanksgiving, which is a perk that I think been very wisely. You understand what I'm saying? I think we've worked very hard to keep a holiday package there and days off. To me, that's just more of just an overall, I want people to be safe because they need to be safe for their own safety as well as the county's. I mean, I don't know, I guess I could argue either side of it, but you want me to do that, Jeff? I didn't think so. I don't know, it's
Yeah.
just,
Well, I mean, the reason I asked the question is that right now this mostly affects commissioners, guys, so.
And to remember that we do get a monetary reimbursement, from our workers' comp insurance
We
when
do.
our rates are good, so.
Right.
Yeah,
think our
our
package in
our
that
insurance
area
goes
is
down
pretty good.
with, when there are
In
no
that case, let's give them
incidences
some
or
more.
less incidences.
I didn't say I was just dreadfully opposed to it. It just catches me off guard.
Can-
It's-
Yes.
So,
can we,
make it more
Look-
comparable to what we had money-wise.
well, I'd like to see what the actual cost would be if every county employee was eligible for it. What would this year look like?
Mm-hmm.
How many days of vacation time would we be paying out?
every county employee?
Well,
The ones that are currently.
Are the ones that are involved? So
Yeah.
we can take the ones who were awarded this past year and then put their, what it would
let's see
be
what it would have
monetarily.
been. Yeah,
I think that'd be
before
good
we approve it.
information.
I think that would be good. Hate to keep bringing up the city, but years and years ago, when the city's safety awards, they did give out like safety pins.
Well, that makes it all
No,
better.
no, I'm just, for 1 year, 1 year that might be sufficient. Hey, you're acknowledged, you got,
That's like giving them a little
I-
plastic
I-
flower. Let's be
That's
real,
small.
that's a waste
No,
of.
I'm telling you, Tanya gave me one the other day from the award they won.
Hey, I was
And
disappointed
and I
that
was
by the
pretty
time I-
tickled. I thought, hey, this looks good on my.
we didn't get them till 5 years, and they quit it in my 4th year, so.
That shows you
and,
the
uh,
city. They give you a after 5 years.
But,
We better
Let's
send
get
it
Mark
out.
one of those and he'll be happy and then we can move on.
but everyone thought that was a cool deal. I mean, it was a big deal, especially when you were getting
The safety
the
pin?
10, 15
I don't know, I
year,
think-
and you got recognition for it.
I got hurt a lot, so I don't know.
Well, I did too.
That's Van. I chased a lot of people, fought a lot of people.
Well,
So I just like.
well, I
getting
became the
involved.
poster child for,
I don't know. I think
for
they're
on the job
generational changes.
injury
I don't
stuff.
think a pin's gonna go.
I think it would be
It
good
has
for
no
us to
value to
know
them.
what it would have looked like last year under this proposed new
I think
thing.
that's a
Okay.
good way to look at
We
it.
can do that. Do you wanna move forward with the rest of it, or just put it on hold and do it all at one time?
With the other changes,
Yes, you wanna move forward with the other
Yes.
changes? Okay,
on anything dealing with the personnel manual, when we can take action, let's take action.
okay.
You know, you think back historically, there was a time when our workman's comp deal was pretty doggone expensive here at the county, and we have straightened that up, cleaned it up, and I think that's been to the efforts of, I think HR has done hard work on that and doing safety programs, and we're sure doing a better job than we did 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And and that reflects in the budget, it really does. And so I'm not against doing anything for safety, I think it's important, but then again, you know, we gotta go sell it to taxpayers.
Well, let's see what
I
our
mean, we
incentive,
did.
Okay.
what our incentive pay would have been
Right.
last
Yeah,
year
good
versus
idea.
what the county's
Okay.
incentive rebate was from TAC for
Yeah.
doing a good job.
Yeah.
So we're not,
It's good. I think
we're
it'd be
not
helpful
spending
for us.
taxpayer dollars, we're actually spending our incentive dollars to incentivize our employees back.
I like that idea.
I do too.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, everything else, let's,
Move forward.
oh, Corey, got some?
I do have something that came up in this last payroll that I think maybe we probably should address. I didn't highlight anything or get to the newest version, but on my version, on 5.06.5, the holiday observance, the holiday that falls on a Saturday will be observed on the Friday and the Sunday will be the Monday.
Oh.
Mainly, this is, you
Precinct
know where
2.
I'm going. Yes, when the road and bridge guys are on 10-hour shifts and they're working Monday through Thursday, and the holiday falls on a Friday, it is no benefit to them. So, trying to think about how this could be worded is more like if you're scheduled, if it falls on a day you're scheduled to be off,
Yeah.
but at the same time, we don't wanna create all this extra with the sheriff and jail, because theirs fall, you know, hundreds of
Right.
times like that.
Hate to
So-
keep bringing up the city, but there was a time when my department was on 410s, and we had Friday holidays, and what they would do is let us keep the holiday and use it later on in the year as a personal day.
And that, I'm not arguing. I believe the policy states within the week or the pay period. I believe it's the pay period at this point in time. So
And that may
if that
cause
was
it-
an option, we would have to change that part of the policy as well.
Sorry, I swallowed that one back.
Yeah, you're right. Well, it says holiday
Do it or
pay will
not.
not accumulate past the current work pay,
Yeah.
work
So,
week pay.
so
period.
that would kind of defeat that part. We would have to evaluate that side of it as well.
Did this affect your guys recently?
And I don't
or-
know, and yeah, there was some, what happened was they took off Thursday instead of Friday.
Yes.
And they wanted to take 2 hours vacation in conjunction with their 8 hours holiday.
Yes.
And use 2 hours, burn it off that way. And that actually happened. Evidently, there was talk between Jimmy and Corey and Debbie, and when I was told, finally, I was told that they thought they had it all worked out. So that's where I was.
Yes, and what had happened was when I ran the time files and I was looking at times, they had at the time, they had the holiday on Friday and Saturday. So it looked like, or not, I'm sorry, Thursday and Friday. So it looked like they were gonna have
Yeah.
multiple holidays, and I advised that, we couldn't have multiple holidays, it would have to be something else.
And that's
when he explained to me
That's
what was
what,
going
and
on.
Debbie turned in their time instead of Jimmy turning in the time, so she filled it out because he failed to do it, he forgot. So she was covering for him and turned it in, but, so right now, on the payroll, it shows that they were off on Friday, and they
Yes.
received 8 hours on that holiday,
On holiday for Thursday.
and then took 2 hours of their own vacation.
Yes.
That's what I originally thought that it was gonna be, so.
And we
I
went
guess
with it in-
because
in
that's a
this
different pay
situation,
period.
We just didn't, it made good sense to us. It
That-
really does.
That was a logical way to do it, I just don't know how to write it either. to
Well,
make-
and
so.
still, let me ask this. The way that it is now, is that prohibiting us being able to continue to respond like that in the future? Or are you,
I would like it to say how that covers that piece, because right now it doesn't cover that technically.
We need to have something in there where it actually gives probably the payroll department a way to
Give a directive, yeah.
give a directive on, something comes up that's not specifically covered in that they can make a logical determination with that department head to how to handle it.
Yeah, I just don't want it, I don't wanna write it completely like that, because I don't wanna create the extra work on the sheriff or the jail, because for them,
Sure.
that would require them to manage time completely crazy.
Right.
rather than us try to wing it here,
I mean, we just wanted to bring it up to
yeah.
start thinking about how we need to address that.
Okay.
I mean, it's covered, we got it all done for this, but
okay,
it's something we probably need to hammer out, and get in there.
okay,
Not necessarily for Tuesday, but
right, okay.
start, pinballing that around.
And thank you for, Corey, for working with Jimmy to get that
Oh,
resolved.
yeah, it was no problem. I understood where you were going because it gives them the chance to take that day. They would have had the holiday off either way, but had they worked their regular schedule and took the holiday like it was, they
wouldn't
would
have
have paid
gotten
the 8 additional hours on top of that, so. It made really good sense. It was just that I want to get something that clarifies this going forward.
That whole living document,
Sure.
Okay.
You think you got it all covered, and then you
Well,
get a
there's
weird
always
thing like
something else
this.
that comes up.
Sure, that's how it will always be. And then, Tanya, you'll probably have this for the final adopted version on Tuesday. The revised date on this one?
Yeah, it's that
Okay.
in the beginning. I just wasn't gonna change it every time I
Sure.
rewrote it. So
No,
yes,
fine.
I've got it scratched out on my
And then-
copy.
Okay,
So,
all right. Was that all of your stuff?
yes.
And anything else, y'all?
That's all I have. Thank
Okay.
you.
All right. Any questions, comments on this item before we move along? All right. Thank you all. Now we'll go back to number 1, which is discuss and review jail maintenance projects and work orders.
There we go. Sorry.
No, you're good.
You can't breathe.
Chief, come on up. Come on
All
down.
right.
You're the next contestant.
We had a fun day yesterday.
And this morning too. The work orders, we had the leak when Trinity's doing the surfacing. They discovered or helped us discover a leak in the roof and dropped a lot of water down into the main hallway. So
Oh,
it's
the
being
roof
addressed.
leak.
It's a roof leak from their condensation lines. The condensation lines discovered the roof leak, so water's going to find the least path of resistance. So it
So
got
was
wet.
it in the membrane or?
It has to be in the membrane. I haven't talked to Dryda enough to
When we're up on
find
the
out.
roof, it was coming in inside the curb, so it was in the unit.
Okay, then yeah. So I don't have that 100% answer, but
Okay, yeah.
cleaning the AC unit caused a leak, which resulted in ceiling tiles being replaced. But we have boxes of those.
And
So-
we did get CNI out to check on the sensors.
Yeah, they were calling
So-
when I left yesterday, or was working on it. And then we had water that completely went away, lost all water at the LEC.
Yeah, that wasn't related to anything we did.
No,
though,
that
right?
was across the street, water pipe,
Which caused our problem in our other buildings.
yeah. May have caused a problem when they turned it back on, I don't know. Still waiting now for, Cornerstone to show up with the camera stuff. There was we had one cell down, but it's been fixed, it's back open as of today. And then they did 48 work orders this week,
That about normal, I don't remember.
30 to 50, yeah, that's a lot of work orders, 48, so. That's all I have for maintenance.
Yeah, busy week.
And
Okay.
we did not have any water in our side of the Sprague building.
No, we did not. There was a little bit by the, and I don't know how you got there by the equipment, the gym equipment, but that was it. Everything else was good.
Yeah, that
A
building-
weird place for,
Yes, I don't know. It may have been something
Yeah,
else
That's
altogether.
a pretty good ways away from,
Yeah, so that might have been from the rain last weekend and no one noticed it until we got to looking. I don't know,
okay.
so. It was a pretty good rainstorm Sunday.
was. Okay. Any questions, comments on jail maintenance projects, work orders? All right. Let's head along to item number 2, receive status report on salaries and overtime. This was sent on Thursday at 2:57.
258.
Oh. Oh.
That internet must slow down from
Yeah.
person. You have more about overtime? You gonna tell us more about overtime?
I'm about out of overtime money.
Are you?
Yeah.
It's April?
Yeah, I think this pay period we're done.
That's a little early to start.
Yeah.
We'll just cut it out.
Okay. Let me know how that works. Let me know how that works out when the jail commission calls you. My commissioner said,
Just cut it out. We ran out.
yeah. This is where we turn
I still
into
want people
conservative
there.
mode.
I still want people there.
Yeah.
Just cut out the
Just cut out the overtime.
Yep, that's right, the original budget. This was the one that's now over. Now, it's accompanied by a huge difference in salary.
Yeah, salary.
On the good side, so.
Yeah. I think we were down to, did they say 16 or 12 the other day, openings? You remember?
Yes, sir, we have 16, but we
16.
have 4 starting next week, so that puts down to 12.
Wow.
But we had one resign today, so.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
net 13.
Hey, that's half of what it was not that long ago.
Mm-hmm. Slowly.
Slowly.
We've started 20 new ones already this year. I don't know how many are actually still here of the 20, but I think 17 probably, 18.
I hate that font on this little stuff.
it's teeny on these little computer screens.
we spent a lot of money.
That is the nature of business.
Payroll has gone up quite a bit in 4 years.
Go ahead.
I said payroll has gone up quite a bit in 4 years. It might not, it's not stayed up with inflation, but it has risen quite a bit.
Yeah.
All right, everyone had a chance to look through. Any questions, comments on item number 2? All right, let's move along to review and discuss regular bills. Thank you, Chief.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you.
That was sent Thursday, 10:08 a.m. Oh,
You were pretty slim.
Good, I need to be pretty slim right now. I'm spending money.
Margaret, those A1 Freeman one, that's a batch of a number of months all at the
Yes,
same time, right?
what
Couldn't
happened
figure out
with
what my
those is that
$12,000
they
was
were
for.
not getting the emails through when they were sending their bulk email through to the county. But when they sent it to us individually, we could get it. So I had sent an email to IT, but apparently they fixed it on their own because right after that, I got about 40 emails from them from that email address that was not coming through, so I think it's fixed.
Okay.
So there's a couple on the agenda for November and December, and then the rest of them are, for the first of this year.
Those aren't, well, I guess what I was getting at, those aren't 1 month costs, typical
Oh, absolutely
monthly
no,
costs. For
it's January, February, and March might be in there, I believe.
Is this the last item, Judge?
It is.
You mind if I sneak out and go to 30th District?
By all means.
Okay.
Unless you have any questions.
No, I'll review those later.
All right.
They're reviewing the IT package.
Oh, okay.
Thanks.
By all means. And then there were 3.
On precinct 2, can you tell me what that 12,375 was for auto?
That's your soil binder
Oh.
from Sheriff Corporation?
Under auto?
Did they clean parts?
No, it's a
No.
road hardener. It's a hardener for, it'd fall under asphalt or
Then
cement
I can
or,
switch it to other road materials.
yeah,
Road materials.
okay.
Happy to do that.
Now that I recognize the, I just couldn't put auto and $12,000 together.
It is a material to bind, not a piece of equipment that binds.
Yeah, I can fix it, that's not a problem at all.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
All my life, I've been trying to soften up soil, and now we're paying big bucks to make it hard. Go figure.
You can make it hard and not taste good, cause them gophers are terrible.
Yeah. I'll say one thing though, shot of that road binder and a good vibrating roller does a wonderful job. It really makes a difference. You can skin your knee if you fall down on that
Yeah.
after that treatment. Yeah, that would be a pretty big check in auto, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I know I didn't tell him to do anything, so I was like, sure, I have a question. When these bills come across, and I'm, this is, as soon as they go through here and we authorize the payment, since they're here, are they already in Munis if they're here?
Mm-hmm.
So everything that we spent up to this point approving these bills would be in Munis for the year,
That is correct.
but we can't get access to see that
Yeah, you can. You
right
have
now.
it.
We have it right now?
Mhm.
Okay, all right, then thank you, that's what I wanted to know.
Yeah.
The billing piece is, it's timed.
September.
Real time, isn't
It
it?
is
It's
real time.
Thank you, I couldn't think
That's
of
what-
it.
Yes, it is real
Yeah.
time. As soon as it's entered, even if it's on hold and we haven't pushed it through, like, because we try to put every single bill in as soon as it comes in the door, whether we're waiting on you to approve it or it hasn't made its way, it's in the system live time, so you can look at the invoices, and then as it pushes through and we print a check, the check copy is even attached, everything, you can see it all, real
But
time.
Commissioner Van Cannon pulls up Road and Bridge 2 year-to-date budget report.
It's real
reflected
time,
in real
it's
Okay.
always real time.
And you have invoices for 416 in there already.
Yep.
And I've corrected that line for you already, it's fixed.
Okay,
Chief.
thank you.
When we run it, or it shows an incumbent, so it's actually a line by itself that is waiting to be paid.
Right.
It hasn't been deducted from the total yet. There's a column when you run it year to date.
Mm-hmm.
You
Okay.
can see what's,
See what's been encumbered, but not necessarily paid out, because we try to get those all in, and we don't sit on bills.
That's
I don't-
true, y'all do not.
I do
because
not sit on bills.
I get an email notification about a receipt before I can get it from my precinct.
I was gonna say, you've complained about how quick we paid.
I know, I'd like you to slow down for at least a week.
I don't like to sit on bills because if you start sitting on them and you don't get them in the system, then they get lost, and we just don't sit on them. Which is unlike my predecessor, so.
Get them moving. You still looking?
I don't have nothing.
Here.
Good.
Okay. Any other questions, comments on regular bills? Okay.
I have one comment.
Yep, yes, sir.
Barry, my brewer passed last night.
You're kidding.
Mike was a longtime employee of the county, 50
Yeah.
years of law enforcement total. I think he worked for the OAG. I believe at one time he was even interim sheriff back in the 80s. So he passed last night.
Had he been ill?
He'd been ill, yeah.
Really? I not heard anything about him in a while. I'm sorry to hear that.
So, well, I'm sure sheriff will announce that on Tuesday, but just let
Yeah.
y'all know too.
Okay, thank you, Chief.
Oh, that's terrible.
All right,